Hello, welcome to Chanakya, where you get the right guidance at the right time. I am Gayatri. I have my fellow coach Srini here. Hi Srini.
Hi Gayatri. So what are we going to discuss today?
Today we are discussing about the spillover testing stories. So
Okay.
Padma is our Scrum Master who's confronted with this problem, and she is newly become a Scrum Master, and she was delighted when she was made the Scrum Master for the team, and she wanted to move away from a command and control sort of a model, and she was delighted also to work with Shambhu, the product owner, who doesn't interfere on a day-to-day basis. He would like to see a proper demo,
Okay.
and then command based on the commitment. So what is happening is that for the last 4 sprints, Padma is seeing that while the demo completes, right, there are always testing and some defect fixing happens after the demo is done in the next sprint. So this is annoying the stakeholders, right? Because your what you show is not what you actually get.
True.
So what can be done in this scenario? Why is this happening?
So Gayatri, this can be due to a wide range of issues, right? On one end, I think it can be due to people and culture.
Okay.
On the other extreme, it could be technical and process related.
Okay. So, I mean, I'll also give you a little bit more background on this. See, this team has been working in the Agile only for a small project. For about 3 sprints they had worked prior to this. So, and also they are coming from 3 different practices before that. Analysts, testers and developers, right? I like the way you're saying that culture and the technical part of it. I think do you think it's a good idea to look at culture and people part of it?
I would also zero in on the culture and people part of it first, right? To me, the culture very often manifests by the metrics that your leaders set up for you, right? That's what I have seen. 9 out of 10 times, what my organization sets as my metrics drives my behavior and drives the culture in the organization.
Okay. Can you elaborate more on that a little bit?
See, what would have happened is the practice lead would have set the metrics based on the old style of working.
Okay.
I think when you come to Agile, you need to relook at the way you set these metrics. Let me take an example.
Right.
Take a tester. Most probably the tester's metrics would have been measured on the number of defects that he caught
Okay.
after the developer had handed over the code to him.
Okay. Yeah. True.
Right? So the tester finds he is valued in the organization when he catches more defects. Right? And is considered to be highly productive. Imagine if he did anything that would ensure the developer can do a better job and he doesn't catch enough. Would he be less productive? Right? That's a metric that can create some. Now look at the developer side of it. Most probably, the goal that he has been set is ensure least number of defects are caught by the tester. Remember, when it goes to UAT, it becomes the tester's problem.
Yeah, correct.
So, he or she is reluctant to share more than the needed information to the tester, and they are probably trying to do the job by themselves.
Okay. Whether they are fit for it or not.
Right? And which means this will delay towards right up to the end of the cycle, sprint cycle, giving very little time for real testing. And then on top of it, of course, we all know this, right? Work expands to occupy time and people tend to gold plate a few things.
Oh yeah.
Right? So all these things can lead to challenges.
Right. Absolutely. See, I also had a couple of thoughts on this, Shini. One is maybe they have not internalized the agile principle of working software itself. See, working software is just that. It should be working and not just demo, just for the show of it, right? So that is one, if you look at it, that is one part of the problem. In other is the teams are not necessarily working towards the same goal. While Padma may be averse to command control model, it looks like the team needs a lot more coaching by way of hand holding, being very purposeful about it. that could also manifest different set of issues in terms of cultural parts of it, right? So in this kind of problem areas, what would you recommend to the team?
Okay. So actually, I like the fact that the way you're looking at it, how does culture actually manifest in the real working, right? I mean, that's a very interesting thing, right? Most people dissociate the two, but they actually manifest. Coming back to what would I recommend for the problem I identified, right? I would say the most important thing is for the leaders to ensure that they set goals which don't put the team at cross purposes.
Okay.
Right? Now, like a developer and tester are having conflict in their goals, you're not going to get a great outcome. So, set a goal such that both the developer and tester will be collaborative.
Right.
So let me give an example of how this could be done.
Yeah.
Instead of measuring the defects between developer and tester, shift it a little bit. Measure by the number of defects that are detected after the sprint has been completed.
Okay, that makes perfect sense, yeah.
Now, two things will happen. One, both of them are measured on the same thing with respect to quality.
Correct.
So, they will both try to work and ensure there is no spillover of defects and they will share, right? Which is, I guess, the objective anyway.
Yeah.
That's what I would think. But what about the two ideas you had, Gayatri?
See, the first thing is we need to go back to the storyboard and say what is the definition of done. Here, I think Shambhu also has to be actively coached to say that you start accepting stories only when it is when all the definition of done aspects are cleared off, right? It could be system testing, code reviews, everything is taken care of, then only accept the stories. It is possible that there may not be any story in the demo in 1 or 2 sprints.
That will be tough.
That is hard for the team to understand or accept. But once you go through that hard burn, it will push the team automatically to say, how can I do better? How can I ensure that I work within the team's boundaries to get myself in a good position, right? And in this stage, right, 2 things will help. So, when I said Padma has to actively coach, right? One is on a daily planning. So, rather than reaching a point where I am not able to show any demoable story, start doing on a daily basis. Are you having enough stories? Is there any blocker? What is holding me back, right? I mean, I think that kind of a conversation that happens, then everybody is engaged into it. Right? And the second part is, after the sprint is done, look at our sprint output and have an honest view of it, right? Moment you say honestly, think that what went well and what didn't go well, rather than saying, oh, everybody are heroes and everybody did well. So rather than doing that, honestly look at it and then that learning and adapting as a culture happens. I think that purposefully making it happen, while it's not command and control, but some level of hand-holding is required from the Scrum Master or possibly a coach if required. So that would be my recommendations, Srini.
I think I like it. What you're saying is, look, if you want to build a culture, you got to take some effort to make a change, right?
Correct.
None of us easily change otherwise.
Yeah.
That's a very valid point.
Any other recommendations from you, Srini?
I think these are good to go. I think with this, I think they will do a lot more on improving their people and culture.
Okay. So let me summarize it. I think culture is something that can be built over a time, but and by coaching the people for the appropriate behavior, as well as rewarding the right metrics. Right? So for that to happen, I think first the leaders have to understand that it is not siloed metrics that are awarded, but more collaborative. Right? And this retrospective is a very powerful tool if it is done purposefully with an honest view of how can we improve, and have those daily planning meetings, and not as a status reporting, but more as a actually plan it for you to achieve the sprint goals. And if you are interested on the technical or the process ones, watch the companion video on agile testing technical processes. I'm sure that Scrum Masters like Padma would be benefited from our experiential insights. Thank you for joining us.